Okay, Elizabeth. Well, Miss Sandra has your Moldavite pendant here, and she asked me to take it through the Moldavite verification lab. So this whole side of the lab is dedicated to Moldavite. We have other portions of the lab that test all sorts of other gemstones for Miss Sandra, but this is just dedicated to Moldavite. And so she's already made this into a pendant, but she asked me to take it through for you. So the first thing we do is we look at the surface texture and the color and shape of the Moldavite, and we compare it to the Moldavite that we have that has already gone through our lab. All these different pieces of Moldavite are ones that have already gone through the lab. We also compare it to the fakes that are out there, and you can see this the glossiness and texture. And this is what everyone should be doing at home. This is what I call the Heineken beer bottle Moldavite. So we compare it, and then we measure it, and we weigh it, and it goes on to this form. The next thing we do, when we have raw Moldavite, we actually put it, so we take a piece of raw Moldavite before it's made into a pendant, and we take it through this sophisticated balance. And this balance actually allows us to measure specific gravity, or the density of Moldavite. And density, you think about this, if you have a balloon and a rock that are the same size, the rock is denser, so it has a heavier weight for that size, per that volume. Okay, so this allows us to do that. Of course, I can't do that with the wire on there. Oh, by the way, Miss Sandra's on the camera here.
Hi.
But that's the process we go through.
It turned out really nice, by the way.
You're awesome, Miss Sandra.
Oh, so sweet.
And as we come down here, this is the part that Sandra really enjoys, and she wanted me to show you. That is looking at the Moldavite underneath the microscope. Excuse me. So this is a binocular microscope.
Two eyes.
Yeah, so I can inspect it up here in the microscope. But it also, let me zoom out a little bit here. It also is projected up here onto the screen.
It's like an alien landscape.
It is kind of cool. So that's a cool surface texture of the Moldavite. However, what's really interesting is being able to look deep down inside the Moldavite. And to do that, we actually have to polish the surface of this. But Miss Sandra will not let me do
No, you ruin it.
we would ruin it. So instead, we put a fluid on there that has a refractive index that matches the refractive index of Moldavite. And what it does is it washes the surface out. So we can then take the microscope and look deep down inside of this.
Looking at it underwater.
It kind of is. So what it does is it washes out that surface without actually changing the...
There's an edge you didn't get.
I see that. It didn't get complete coverage yet, but it will.
And there's always stuff in that. It's not completely clean.
Okay.
In it, so there's always floaters in there.
Yeah, so there you can see a little bit of debris floating around. So the Moldavite's not absolutely clean. And then when you put the fluid on there, it does that.
I mean, we clean it, but
So,
obviously not enough.
so now we can look down inside the Moldavite and without seeing that surface texture. I'm going to move it around here a little bit. And what we're looking for,
Bubbles.
yes, are bubbles. So you can see a bubble right here. Let me focus in on that. And you can see the bubble go away because I'm focusing down deeper and deeper into the Moldavite. And then I come back up to the surface and we can get a really crisp shape of that bubble. Okay? And when you do that, when you do that,
Teardrop shaped.
let me zoom in. Hold on.
Did you get lucky?
Did I get lucky? I don't know. Did I get
Just squiggle. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, there's squigglies there.
But you moved it. We were looking at that.
Sorry, babe.
Give me the remote.
Leave the mouse alone with my mouse. All right, I'm gonna focus just a little bit in here.
Marriage counseling. 2 mice. 2 remotes.
2 remotes. Okay, so you can see the bubbles down inside of here. And so let me
Take a picture.
I'll take a picture. All right, babe. So I can snap a picture of this and then go back to video.
Just let us know, and we'll send you a.
Okay.
a
So
JPEG.
what we're looking for. So I fill this form out for every piece of material that we get in. And as I said earlier, we look for color and texture, gloss, fluorescence, density. So the density of Moldavite is 2.35 from this splay field. And glass isn't even close to that. So, or the fakes aren't even close
And
to
those
that.
those stats are from GIA, right?
They are. So GIA agrees with my assessment on
I
density.
agree with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then under the microscope, without polarization, we look for bubbles and flow lines and what we call contaminants. And
Added elements. Contaminants.
contaminants. Okay, there are additional elements.
So,
And
so is it? Why do you think they're green? It's green. Is there copper in it?
no, what do you mean green?
Yeah, the moldavite's green.
So you asked me a question that I really don't know the answer to.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, just
that's a good
your
question.
opinion.
That's a good question. So it has to be the type of.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It has to be the type of elements that are inside of it, and that's actually a pretty good question, babe. I'm going to zoom in a little bit further,
I bet it's copper.
and now what you can see is all the stress that is formed when the moldavite is cooling.
This has some really unique, like underwater type textures. It's really kind of neat.
Yeah. So what happens is this, and I'm going to go
Very
down
unique.
a little bit further down here.
We've looked at a lot of the. Ooh, is that? Wait, don't move it. Is that a squiggle right there?
It's a squiggle right there. Sandra calls this contamination of the wigglies and the squigglies. And there's a piece right here.
That other name.
Right, and so these pieces right here, you can't fake this stuff, which is really kind of cool.
But what is all of? Is that all stress lines?
So there's
and
some stress lines in there. So what happens is when that
Sorry.
meteorite impacted in Germany, it spew out molten materials, and part of when it impacted Germany, there was silica and sand in some areas, and that silica and sand went up into the air, and as it cooled, it entrapped gas bubbles, and it also created stress. So as it cooled, there was stress that remained inside
The
this
stress
glass.
is caused by rapid cooling.
By rapid cooling, very,
Okay.
very fast cooling. So the higher it went, the faster it cooled, the more stress that you saw formed inside of there. And the higher it went, oftentimes, the further it went. So it might have landed at a different, longer spew field a little bit further away than another one. So textures are based on how high it went, what the elements are in the ground, in the surface area where it landed. So if the area was acidic or basic, but you just it's impossible to no, I won't say impossible because people are going to get better at this.
But right now, their
No one
technology is nowhere near having this kind of internal look.
Right, exactly.
Heck, even the outside of them, I haven't seen one that's really close.
Exactly.
I look at them all.
Yeah, we do. We look at a lot of moldavite.
Ooh, neat.
Yeah. So there's some squigglies up in here, some down in here. Look at that. We're looking right in there. See, oops. Keep bumping the table. The microscope's pretty sensitive. But right in there.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Some squigglies right in there. And, oops, I zoomed out.
You said those are additional elements? Or?
Yes. There's another one right there, which is really, really cool. So they look like worm-like, filaments
neat.
sometimes. There's one here, right here, too. Yeah.
Oh, wow, this one is full of them. That's unique.
It's very cool. Yeah. I look at a lot of these, babe, and the moldavite that you get is just
I guess you
full
look
of
at more than I do.
them. Okay, babe. I'm going to have you clean this up for Miss Elizabeth, and I hope you enjoy it. And Sandra will write you a card, and she always does, and tells you about where she created this at, because Sandra actually takes her moldavite out on her meditation journeys and to create these.
Wait.
That's her
when I did
that's
that
her
one.
thing. This is my thing.
Well,
All right.
thanks, Elizabeth.